Hello, I'm Donald Leggett and welcome to the latest focusIR interview. I'm joined by George Frangeskides, Chairman at Alba Mineral Resources, the AIM-listed gold and critical metals explorer developer. George joins me now to discuss the acquisition of the Andover West lithium project in Western Australia. Greetings, George. It's really good to see you again.
Hi, Donald. Very good to speak to you again.
Fantastic. And you've got some news for us today. You've taken an option on a package of lithium exploration licenses, AW1 and AW2, in the West Pilbara, Western Australia. What attracted you to the deal? Tell us all.
Yeah, well, look, Donald, we've said to shareholders quite some time we've been looking for complementary assets, and this has come up as one of the assets we've been looking at, and it's a fantastic opportunity and one that we felt was too good to pass up. Now, it does fit within our strategy, overall strategy, if you like. We've got, obviously, a very, very continued focus on gold in Wales, and that will not change. But the fact that we have exposure to battery materials already in the form of our shareholding in GreenRoc, the graphite project in Southern Greenland, means that we've always had also a particular focus on trying to get hold of complementary assets in the critical raw material space, in particular battery material space. So this opportunity to take a foothold in what is an emerging lithium district, high-grade lithium district in the West Pilbara, Western Australia, and what I think are very, very, very favourable to us terms, was really, as I say, one too good to pass up. So that's why we've taken this option out.
So what are the terms? When do you have to actually exercise that option? And where did the opportunity come from? It might be interesting just to hear the story.
We have projects that we seek out, and we have projects that come to us. I mean, I have a long-standing, relationship, understanding of the Pilbara in Western Australia, because I've been involved in that part of the world previously to Alba. So, as I say, I've known it very much for gold and iron ore exploration in the past and been involved in that. But now it's this part of the West Pilbara is really hot for lithium exploration. You're getting some fantastic results in exploration in neighbouring tenements to these two licenses we've picked up, Andover West. So, when we're talking about 1-2% lithium grades, that's really, really strong. And of course, it doesn't hurt that right next door to the east of the eastern of the two tenements at Andover West is the Andover lithium discovery, which is a 100 to 240 million ton exploration target, grading 1 to 1.5% lithium. So that is held by Azure Minerals, 60%, 40% by the Creasy Group. It's subject to a takeover bid. Azure Minerals is at the moment. It's about to go through, valuing it Azure Minerals at $1.7 billion. Now, they are sitting on something called the Andover intrusion, and that is the highly prospective geology, clearly, for the region. But other geology, the Roban basalts, for instance, are also coming up with very good grades, and we've got Roban basalts on our ground as well that we've optioned. So, and in fact, we've also got a little piece of the Andover intrusion on that eastern license there. So the license application there on the Andover West project. So there's a lot of favourable geology over the two licenses that we've optioned up. And what we want to do is get in there in the 30-day option period that we have, do some initial mapping and sampling, and basically confirmatory due diligence, and then decide, obviously whether we're going to exercise the option. And things, as I say, the geology is very favourable, but we're very keen to get boots on the ground as soon as possible.
Okay, so you've explained why the whole area is hot for lithium, but why lithium itself?
Of course, we continue to have a laser focus on Clogau. That's not going to change. There's nothing about this that detracts or should detract in anyone's mind to what we're doing about getting revenues, gold revenues out of Clogau. That remains, as I say, an absolute laser focus for the company. But, we are in the battery materials space. We have a significant shareholding in GreenRoc. It is a world-class graphite deposit. Graphite is one of the key components in a lithium-ion battery. Funnily enough, lithium is a critical component in a lithium-ion battery. So this is very complementary in terms of our asset and investment portfolio. And also, it's let's just be blunt. It's opportunistic. The opportunity has come round. The pricing is good. The terms are good. The vendor is happy to be locked up in terms of share consideration for 6 months with a 6-month orderly market thereafter. There's no concern about shares flooding the market or being diluted or any of those things in the next 6 to 12 months at a minimum. And also the deal's being done at 25% premium to our share price when we close. So I couldn't ask for much more decent terms, I think, for an acquisition. We've been offered lithium projects in the past, admittedly maybe a couple of years ago, for silly prices. This is a really good low entry cost to an emerging lithium district that is extremely hot, as you say, and it is too good an opportunity to pass up.
Okay, so now remains a good time to get into the critical battery minerals like lithium. The market in the years to come will still be strong. All
the experts are telling us, the forecasters, that the prognosis for all of these battery materials is extremely strong, and there are good reasons for that. Look at the number of gigafactories being built or in progress in Europe. 30 odd gigafactories, a similar number in the US. These are going to require phenomenal amounts of raw materials. There is, and therefore there is only one way that the demand curve is going, and that's going up, and that will only have one impact on prices. So we are comfortable to be where we're at, but also, this is a very hot district. There are a lot of lithium exploration going on, as I say. It's a corporate strategy as well as a technical strategy to be in this space. We do believe that it's important to be in the critical raw material space. So alongside our gold, we think this is highly complementary to what we're doing.
Okay, you've got a month to make your mind up on the option. What would the next steps at Andover be, West Andover? And will that include field mapping and exploration? Is it time to actually see if there's any lithium there?
Yeah, look, this is the thing to mention. We have very favourable geology, but there's not been a lithium focus in terms of exploration in this ground before. When we look at the historical data, it's all gold and iron ore, right? And that's because there are massive gold and iron ore projects in this area, and that has always been the focus. Now, the geology is favourable. What we'd be looking for on the ground is outcropping pegmatites that we can sample for the lithium that's in them. So that's what we find on other ground. That's what they found on Andover, of course, significant amount of outcrop on their ground to the east. So that's what we'll be looking for. It's basic mapping and sampling. That's the other thing that attracts us to us. Whilst you might say, this is greenfield exploration, it is... it's inexpensive exploration. Mapping and sampling in the Pilbara. We've done it before in other, as I say, with other hats on, and so we know exactly what it involves, and we know that we can get in and get out cheaply and do some really important work to prove up the potential grades that you're going to get at these two licenses. So I think that's the other thing that attracts us to it. Would be, as I say, very basic work, but very important work to prove up some lithium prospectivity over these two licenses.
Oh, my final question: why is now a good time to put Alba Mineral Resources, ticker Alba, on your watch list? I mean, there's clearly plenty happening in the world of Alba at the moment. So over to you, George.
Yeah, well, the gold is at a record high, 2,400 almost. It's at the moment, isn't it? $2,100 an ounce. I mean, what better time to be involved in the gold play and in our backyard? Made in the UK. This is a UK project, and we want it to be a UK production story as well. So that is a unique proposition that we offer that no one else does within the UK gold sector, such as it is, and it's a very small sector. We're going to be one of the biggest players in it. I'm very confident of that. And then, critical raw materials, bolstering our already significant interest in graphite. To add lithium to that piece it makes a lot of sense, and we'll see where that goes. We haven't exercised the option yet, but as I say, the opportunity was one that was way too good to pass up. So that's where we're at.
George Frangeskides, Chairman at Alba Mineral Resources, thank you so much for the latest news from Alba. Thank you for putting all that in context for us. For more company information and data, please go to the Alba pages on London South East. And meanwhile, do follow us on Twitter. That's @_focusIR_ or @London South East. Or register on London South East YouTube to receive alerts to our next Alba interview. And all that remains is for me to thank you very much indeed for watching.